answer anybody. Now, that kind of came back to, bite me, because I would recommend having somebody, if you direct your first movie, have somebody there that kind of, a producer that can kind of point out the pitfalls and that kind of thing. But anyway, I made this movie called The Ape. It turned out okay, but it's a small movie. And I took it to the Austin Film Festival, and Judd was there, and he came and saw it. And he said, wow, I think he liked it, but he said, you're doing all these weird dramas, and when you make your own thing, it's kind of like a comedy. I mean, don't you think that says something, that you are kind of drawn to comedy? Why don't you do that? You should come back to the comedy world. And at that point, I was happy to go anywhere. And I said, yes, please, I'd love to make a movie with you. And that was, 40-Year-Old Virgin had just come out, and it was a big success. So Judd said, I'm going to do this movie with Seth, Knocked Up, and then you two should do a movie together. And this is before any Dog Pineapples. I said, yes, I'd love to do that. So there were a couple ideas, and then they sent me the Pineapple script. And it was great. It was really incredibly funny. And I just assumed that they wanted me to play the Dale role, Seth's role, because it was the guy with the girlfriend. And the girlfriend wasn't written like the one that ended up in the movie. It was a little more conventional, I think, right? It wasn't like a guy dating a girl in high school. And so I read it and loved it, and so then we had a lunch, and I almost didn't say it. I remember reading it, and there were there were these jokes throughout where the Saul character, I don't know if he even had a last name at that point. He kept getting kicked or hit in the groin and the balls, and I just, for some reason that clicked with me. I was like, I can really play that. I can really do that. And so we went to lunch. It was Seth, Judd, and I were sitting there, and I almost didn't say it, and then I just thought, why not? And I said, wow, I love the script, but Seth gets to play the role that I want to play. And they said, well, what's crazy is right before you got here, we had this conversation that what a crazy thing it would be if you actually played the other role, the dealer role. And I said, great, sounds good to me. So that's the way we did it. And then we had to I guess win over the studio. I didn't realize that, but it was my studio too. It was Sony. I'd done all these Spider-Man movies with them, but I guess they thought I couldn't do comedy, so I did this little bit in Knocked Up, which I didn't know was my audition for the studio, and I guess I was funny enough, and so they made it, and yeah, and it changed the way I approach movies now. I didn't, before then, making movies was kind of painful. I went to the tortured actor place, and I really got to a point where I just didn't want to do it anymore. If that's what it was going to be like, believe me or not, but I really didn't want to do it to the extent that I actually went back to school. I was full-time. I can't do what I was doing anymore. And then when I did Pineapple, I was like, oh, you can work with people that you like, and you can have fun, and you don't have to control everything, if you trust the people that you're with, you can just kind of let go, and that's how I do it now. Just work with people that you like and you believe in, and it makes it so much better.